What's something that has disappeared over the last decade that you wish hasn't? 24 hours grocery stores have even disappeared since COVID. It's mildly tragic. Affordable housing and 20-plus episode seasons. Not that there was much, but a little bit of class and respect in politics. The idea that our elected leaders and representatives hold respect for the offices they hold is all but gone. Buttons and knobs in cars? You spent 10 years drilling into my head that I shouldn't use my phone whilst driving, then stuck a big-ass screen right into every car. I'd like to just hit a button or rotate a knob and know the job's done, not navigate a menu. Dude, physical releases for media. One of my favorite gaming memories is the Halo 3 release in my small-town GameStop. We had like 400 people pick the game up at midnight. It was a ridiculous hype party with a bunch of people with the same interests gathered together, chatting. You don't get the same thing with digital release. There are benefits to a digital release as well, but dang, I miss the release night hype that came with blockbuster games releases. Late night coffee shops. People who say taxation is theft. How else do you props the government gets the funds for roads, military, education, etc.? My problem has less to do with the taxes and more to do with where that money actually goes. Grammar. How fair it was collected and how it was spent. In my country, members of the government is pardoning the tax debts of the companies they own. How should I feel about paying taxes? They are effectively reverse Robin Hooding, getting it from the poor and giving it to the rich. I'm from Turkey. I feel like most people wouldn't have a problem if the money wasn't so poorly managed. When billions of dollars just get lost and the government says, whoops, oh well, lol. When money is going to wars, people don't support. If people had a more direct say in how the money is used, it wouldn't be an issue. Hardcore libertarians believe in a pay-per-use, for example, toll roads, or getting a bill from the fire department, or paying a police subscription, and if you don't, police don't show up if your house gets robbed, etc. They view taxes as immoral because you can't make the choice not to pay them. Whereas a pay-per-use system, you could choose to let your house burn rather than pay the firemen, for example. That sounds incredibly obtuse. If you live in a city, you automatically use the roads. How did you get into your house or out of it? That's why you're paying taxes on the roads, because you use them no matter what. They're opening toll roads all over CA, and they're expensive AF. You do not want everything to be a toll road. Not to mention that we all agree that fire is bad, and one house on fire can become many without a system set up to put it out. In my experience, hardcore libertarians just kind of haven't thought about the logistics of their beliefs. Start bringing up practical concerns, and they'll basically start rebuilding modern civics from zero. What movie really is that bad? My siblings and I grew up with the recorded stage version, so my brother and I were so excited to see this movie, assuming it would be fun, bad. No, it was just bad. It was the last movie I saw in theaters before the pandemic hit. It took 2 years to redeem my theater experience after that mess. Avatar: The Last Airbender. There were several seasons of the animated show. How the do they up the pronunciation of the f***ing Avatar? Aang rhymes with Tang, not Aang rhymes with Dong. What really gets me with that one is also the creative racial casting. The Inuit water tribe are now whiter than the snow they live in. The Japanese-inspired Fire Nation are now Indian, etc., etc. It really does feel like Shyamalan had zero respect for the original show. The Love Guru. That was pretty much the end of Mike Myers' career as a comedic lead and writer. Super Babies, Baby Geniuses 2. I felt my fucking brain cells dying as I watched. So bad it's actively infuriating to witness. Women Who Live Alone. What do you keep in your home to feel safe? I use a Kevin McAllister-style security system of leaving crap in front of my doors so anyone breaking in will knock shit over and I'll hear it. My dog for tangible threats and my cats for spiritual threats. I usually remember to lock the doors, but that's about it. I used to keep a baseball bat with a sock on the end near my bed when I lived alone. It's to give you a second chance to swing if someone grabs the bat on your first swing. They'll be staring a rando sock in their hand when you nail him in the balls or face. Thankfully, I never had to use it. After this guy hid behind a door and kept trying to find me in my building over 3 weeks, never caught. I have 2 door jams. One for my main door and one for my bedroom door, as a failsafe if he gets past the front door to buy more time for emergency services to respond or to reorient myself with weapons I keep in my bedroom. You'll see in the pics, the door jam was effective even when he shattered the door in half trying to gain entry one night. My dog actually saved my life. He knew he was hiding behind the door and refused to let me pass and huffed a warning. I heard him breathing through the door grate and was able to rush through before he could slam the door on my dog. Hero dog tax since then. He now huffs to alert me when men seem to be following me, and also makes a loud single bark if he hears someone at the front door. It's very helpful. One night I had a nightmare so vivid of someone entering my apartment via my second-floor balcony that I found myself standing outside my bedroom door, disoriented and ready to fight. I had never felt unsafe in my apartment, but that dream really shook me and made me think I needed to be better prepared. I couldn't afford a security system, but I had a bunch of tiny bells left over from a craft project. I tied them at intervals along a long piece of string and hung it on the balcony door in a way that if the door opened, it would make quite a bit of noise. Old school security alarm. I have a lot of strategically placed 3-wick jar candles. I don't actually burn them. They're there for pleasant scent and the fact that they can crack a skull. I had an incident many years ago, and as soon as you start lobbing those things, your target's gonna run. What is something someone can do or say that instantly tells you that you should not associate with them? I had just started dating this guy, and everything was going great. Until one day, we were driving around a local forest looking for a swimming hole, and he threw his foil burger wrapper out of the window. I asked why he did that. He laughed, and then threw the to-go cup out of the window. We had a great day that day, and when I got home, blocked his number. 15 years later, he works in environmental conservation. They feel compelled to tell me qualities about themselves that should be self-evident. When I'm an empath is said on repeat. Being an asshole to people like servers who are just trying to do their jobs. Also, trash-talking other people behind their backs. Whenever I see someone do that, I automatically assume they're talking about me behind my back as well. If they stay too near to my face when talking, I'm an alpha male. If you could wake up tomorrow and be an expert in one skill you currently lack, which skill would you choose and for what reason? Investing. Just plain old making money, make more money. Honestly, investing long-term is somewhat easy, depending on the path you want to take. It's day trading. That's the difficult part. However, that's basically glorified, high-stakes gambling. I knew a day trader who unironically lost $170K. He was finna used to buy a house. A week later, he made over $300. That being said, if I could just suddenly become the day trading Rain Man, I 100% would choose that as my option. Communication skills in real life. Speak multiple languages fluently. Kick-ass saxophone solos. Cooking. Ordering out all the time is getting too expensive. Jazz piano because it's cool. What's so popular from the last decade but is now obsolete? These things were game changers, now discontinued. Guitar Hero Rock Band. It was the most popular gaming thing to have last decade, and now it's pretty much gone away. Online video content without ads or commercials. Let us all be aware this means 2010-2019. I want to use this as an opportunity to point out that when QR codes came out, they were a fad for a minute, then quickly became seen as a corny, clunky piece of gratuitous technology. For a while, you had to download a separate app to read them, and when the novelty wore off, people scoffed at them. That was in like 2013. Then, when COVID came along and people got rid of paper menus at restaurants and all that, the QR code came back in full force. It's everywhere now. As it should be. It's a brilliant piece of tech. Filming videos on your phone horizontally. If you had only 20 more minutes to live, what would you do? Probably procrastinate and end up doing absolutely nothing. Remain in my horizontal position on the couch in my living room and continue scrolling Reddit. Probably waste at least 5 minutes trying to figure out when the 20 mins started. Call my family to say that I love them. Honestly, pour myself a drink and say goodbye to my nearest and dearest. Call my parents, tell them I love them, and not to rush on their way to my house since it's at least a 25-minute drive, because I'd be gone by the time they arrive. Then write down my passwords to make it easier to get stuff sorted out for my family. Maybe send a text in the work chat if I think about it. And with whatever time is left, I just listen to music and fade out on ketamine and booze. Well, that's another episode of Ask Reddit in the books. I really appreciate all of you who made it this far into the video. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, it would really help the channel out a lot if you gave the video a thumbs up, subscribe, or leave a comment down below. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.